We have to measure, and by measure, I mean you have to sit at the piano and play with a metronome ticking with your playing. And if you're not able to do that, if you're not able to pull out up to 30 notes per second, whereas our world record today, up-to-date Guinness World Record is, I think, 15 notes per second, then you have a problem. Apparently, I can do 30 notes per second.
Is that right? 30 in the score.
We are in the book. In the book, we will have a list of 200 pieces from at least 50 different composers of the 19th century that metronomized works. And if you think that the highest notes speed documented is up to 15 at the end of 19th century for a short scale like this, and then you see this course, and the vast majority starts from a minimum of 12 notes per second up to 30 notes per second. Then it's, maybe they were able, I don't know, but if they were able, we should be able as well. And if we are not, we should find an explanation.
I read what some people were saying, that you can actually get really high notes per second for certain short ornamental passages. Is that true?
Yeah, you can get up to, that's documented in history, you can arrive to 15 notes per second if you have to play a short run, vroom, like this. And guess what? Czerny in a Beethoven sonatas asks you to play exactly, in strict tempo indicates by him, 30 notes per second. It doesn't make any sense unless you divide that number by 2, and magically it becomes 15. So nothing changed in our system since those days. We are still human beings, and that we can do. There's no
Are there
human
any
being.
problematic? Someone has said that Isidor Philipp is hard, even in whole beat. There's some things that are difficult.
It is. I mean, there are pieces that are just crazy in whole beat. I mean, I've seen some Kalkbrenner etudes that are just insane. Some Hertz, Tausig, Dreischock.
And the question is, are they though impossible in whole beat?
No, not impossible.
But they're just extremely hard then.
They're extremely hard.
Okay.
I mean, those were the top virtuosos of the time. Of course,
Okay.
they did write some really hard stuff. I mean, just go to the school of virtuosos of Czerny. Like it's just insane. It's very, very hard. I will have to practice that, but I can. But like at the end, you can play it, but only in one way.